Welcome to Black Lodge Trivia Night, everybody. I know that this is going out at some point in the future from when we're recording it. So, how are you today, Art?
I'm doing all right. You can see we are down a mat, but otherwise, I'm doing all right. I'm looking forward to what we have going on tonight.
Good. Yeah, it's happy to run this. I know I've been a little scarce lately, so glad to be back. You know, it's always fun when we say, "Hey, let's start this thing, let's do this thing," and then I disappear for fucking 3 weeks.
Well,
so
we made it a point to mention that in our last session, just to give you a little.
Oh no, I saw. I think I was the only one who watched, but it's okay. No, I'm just kidding.
That's funny.
So obviously down Matt again tonight, and you and I talked, and we're going to run something one-shot-ish, and just trawling through Drive-Through RPG. I stumbled onto this little gem of 20 pages called Conspiracists.
I wanted to ask a little bit about that. I mean, was it just literally random searching, or did you find something to point you toward it on drive-through?
So I just did a quick Google search for, hey, what can I run with one person? What's some good things to run for one person? And went through. There was like, have you heard of Beast Hunter? That was.
I heard of it. I don't know much about it.
Okay, I flirted with that one for a minute. I was like, oh, that sounds kind of cool. Did you ever watch the show Primal? Did you ever watch the show Primal or hear of it?
No, I'm not familiar with it. What's that one?
So it's by the guy who did Samurai Jack, I think.
Oh, I do know the name. Yeah.
Yes. So it is about a like a caveman and a dinosaur that just become best friends. Anyway, it's super uber crazy action packed. But anyway, that's what Hunter looked like. So we're playing Conspiracist. No, I was going through, on the recommended down at the bottom, it had this, the book cover. And I think it kind of looks like what you've got on the screen there with the pins and everything. And the thing is like, oh, Art's crazy. He'll like this. So, and it said low prep and everything. And I felt like running something like this. So there you go. That's nice. That's the backstory for that.
Very nice.
Yeah, so the little blurb, just in case you're curious, this is by, I don't know if I've ever heard of the company before, but it is by Sterling Joyner. And again, you pick it up on Drive-Through RPG. I'll throw a link in the episode notes. But basically, you are playing as low-level Illuminati henchmen who get their assignment randomly, at their HQ, wherever they're at. And it's up to them. The Illuminati knows all, and they know that you're smart enough to figure out what your goal is from whatever random object or whatever they send you. And you go from there. So it's low prep because you'll have this mini prep session beforehand, and then it's you actually doing whatever you say. So the example is you get a clear bag of Kentucky Fried Chicken, and it goes through this whole 20-minute session. You'll see. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
Before we get going, though, do we need to do a bit of Twin Peaks trivia?
Sure. I'm always down for some Twin Peaks trivia.
All right. This one, I'm not going to lie, this one's a little hard.
Oh, God.
Are you familiar with the character Agent Dale Cooper?
Yes.
What is Agent Dale Cooper's middle name?
I want to say it's something awful. Isn't it like Nancy? I feel like it's Dale Nancy Cooper.
Nope. I believe his middle name is Bartholomew because his initials are DB Cooper.
Gotcha.
Just like the infamous or famous or what was he? DB Cooper, was he a robber that disappeared or a hijacker?
I think he was a hijacker.
He was a hijacker, yeah. So
I think so.
I want to say that Dale Cooper's middle name is a B, and I think it's Bartholomew, so he has the initials DB Cooper.
Nice.
I'll be curious if Matt would have had any idea about that.
Yeah, yeah. He probably would.
He might. He might. Anyway,
yeah.
A little quick hit.
Hey, we are a Twin Peaks show first and foremost. Everything else is
Right.
secondary.
Right.
So I'm still stuck in the early parts of season 2 right now, and it's
kind of the
slow
worst.
going.
Oh, wait. I'm not going to spoil it. Have you solved the main murder? Do you know who killed Laura Palmer?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got through that. Yeah, the next part is like kind of the worst.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it feels like they lost their way completely.
They did.
Lie.
Yeah, actually, I think it was. I asked Matt this question on one of the earlier episodes. It's because Lynch took off to go film a movie,
right?
And so he left, and it's obvious that I don't know if there's the other main guy. There were two that worked together, and I feel terrible blanking on them because they were. I'm never going to remember his name. Anyway, I don't know how much involvement he had or if he was also doing his own side projects, but yeah, it seemed to really lose its way.
Yeah, I mean, everybody tells me that you just have to power through that first third and it starts to get really good. But right. I'm hitting a wall right now, and it's I got to get back to it. But
yeah, time. And I got to say, Mark Frost. Yeah, Mark Frost.
Gotcha. Yep.
And what I'll say is this, like when I first watched Twin Peaks, I described the story about how I was watching it back in grad school.
Yep.
One of the things I never admitted is we cheated a little bit. And my friend, who's like a diehard, biggest fan there is,
sure.
I won't watch these episodes. I'm going to tell you which ones you need so you know what's going on in the end. And he curated a little bit.
Nice.
And it was only on my second watch through that I actually made myself do it.
And you sat through the tooth pulling episodes where it's just
it's anyway. Yeah.
It's like I said, I need to get back on the horse. The payoff is really good, I hear. So
it is.
And I need to be. I don't know if you guys are going to kick me off if I don't finish it. So that's the thread.
What I would love to do is, I don't know if we should do like an actual rewatch episode by episode. That seems both crazy, awesome, but a lot. But I would love to hear. I would just love to talk about it without having to worry about spoilers, without having to
Sure.
And it might be forever down the road. If you've seen The Return. I mean, that's one. Like, if you ever get through literally all of it, I would love to
go through it,
hash it over. Yeah, and just see what people thought.
Have that be a fifth Friday or a fifth Thursday episode, or 2 or 3.
Yeah. I know other people have done rewatches. I've listened to rewatch it, and it could be fascinating. I don't know if I would have all that much insight, but
sure.
If it was an excuse to watch it again, great. But otherwise, I would at some point when it was all done, I'd love to hash it out. But
fair enough.
That's not what this is about. Tonight we're about conspiracists, so I should stop.
Well, it could go either way. It could be the owls. It could be the owls.
Right.
So,
all right.
But let's, at the start of any good RPG, though, we need to make you a character. So, I see that you have the high tech Google Sheet character.
Perfect. Yes.
So really, all there is to this, because it's just you and me, you're going to get 3 specialties. So there's no stats. Okay. There's nothing like that. You just get to pick a combination of 2 words, and I think that the table has maybe 20 words in each table or each column, and you get to pick 1 from A and 1 from B, and you get 3 of those. And if you can convince me that skill, so say, just as an example, I'll pull up one.
Okay.
Scientific theft. If you can find something that fits scientific theft, sure, I'll go for it. Automatic success. So very loosey-goosey, fly by the seat of your pants kind of thing. And there's room for some interesting choices in there. So that's one thing that we'll need to pick. We'll have to pick 3 of those for you. Then I'll need an occupation, which they give some interesting choices, and a motivation, and then, of course, a name. Now, one thing we did discuss before the start of the episode was they do offer 2 choices of species to play. You can play a normal, average Joe human, or you can play a reptilian, and we decided probably go human on this one. So...
Yeah.
Unless you want to change your mind, totally down for that.
No, and I thought there was also some kind of like not of this world. Is that part of reptilian or?
So they do have like grays, like aliens.
Oh, okay.
But they're as a threat in the game, so not as a playable character, I don't think. But
Got
I mean,
it. Okay.
there's 10 pages of rules, so really, I mean, if you wanted to play an alien, sure, we'll make it work.
No, I'm gonna play the as I've been described, the sort of unflavored gelatin plain yogurt.
Right.
Vanilla's too spicy.
It's too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see the bead of sweat on your forehead just saying vanilla.
Right. So I'm gonna go with a human.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now they do have the very next thing. We're gonna skip it. We're gonna come back to occupation.
Okay.
So we're gonna do your specialties. So like I said, I guess just as another a step back, right? You're gonna to do actions in this game. You're gonna pretty much roll all of the dice, and they use the pyramid of truth, which is a D4.
Perfect.
and a 3 or 4 is a success. So it's like I said, very rules light. So that's. But if you do have a specialty that you can apply, automatic success.
Cool.
Yeah. So what are you feeling like playing? What's striking your fancy today?
So the things that are striking my fancy,
yes,
are, and I don't know how this. I am very, as I've been saying the last couple sessions, I'm very inexperienced about these kinds of games. So
me too.
Apologies in advance.
Yeah, we apologize for the train wreck that this is going to be tonight.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with digital.
Okay.
I want to go. Now, when you say a specialty is 2 words combined, right? So I get to pick 3 combinations. So I'm picking 6 sort of words.
Right. So your first one, it'll be digital, and then say assassination.
Okay.
And that is your skill. So instead of fighting or one-handed fist, one-handed axes or whatever, you're going to be digital sabotage is your skill.
Okay. I'm going to be digital theft.
Okay.
I'm going to be crowdsourced fear-mongering.
Excellent. All right.
I don't know how that's going to work.
Me either. It's going to be great.
And then I want to be... Oh, man. Okay, sorry, I just need a quick second.
Oh, no. Take your time. No, we are... Because I'm going to ask you how all of this fits together after this, so...
And that's the thing. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to pick... emotional sneaking. Sneaking, yeah. Deception seems...
Emotional sneaking. Okay. Deception? All right.
Deception seemed obvious. I don't know if sneaking is going to make it too hard or if it's going to...
Well, I'm curious to see when you put that word combination together, what are you thinking that's like?
So, okay. Digital theft, what popped into my head was crypto.
Sure. Okay.
Crowdsourced fear-mongering feels obvious. It's, demagoguery, it's Fox News, it's and then emotional... What's that?
I was gonna say, what's the guy in Spider-Man? James Jonah Jameson.
Oh yeah, James Jonah. Yeah. Where he goes, his new thing.
Yep.
And then for emotional sneaking, in my head, what gaslighting.
Okay. I love it.
Is this the Rorschach test where I just tip my hand and I'm a sociopath? Maybe.
Yeah. No, the FBI. This is actually we're swatting you right now. So.
Thank God this isn't recorded. I would be in real trouble.
Excellent. Yep. So good. Okay, well it sounds to me like you're just your average Joe crypto bro, then is what this comes across.
That might actually be it. I'm just a crypto bro watching Newsmax and telling my partner things that aren't true.
I love it. I'm here for it.
I don't feel good about it, but it makes for a good game.
That's all right. He might die by the end of this. Like it's all good.
Fingers crossed.
So now we need to go back and take these and give you a career, an occupation, right?
Okay.
So they give you a couple of examples, and there are some that I can see this slotting right into. So they give you airline pilot, probably
done.
No. You could be a business tycoon. However, in the rules it says that you have to pay me real world dollars to give you rerolls.
Okay.
So I'll send you my PayPal information and we can make that work.
Perfect.
There's Cult Leader, which gives you a bonus specialty, which is a philosophical persuasion. Fake conspiracy theorist, so that you invent fake conspiracy theories and convince other people that you're crazy with a bonus. You could be a Freemason or a hacker or a lawyer. A lifestyle homeless. So that's you live on the streets by choice.
Right.
A music artist, which involves you telling me character songs.
Okay.
And then others where it says just come up with something. So any of those strike your fancy, sir?
Ones that strike my fancy. I have to say, I don't actually like the idea of business tycoon or cult leader because it feels too big.
Too on the nose.
Oh, that too, yeah. But I don't want to be, somebody big, famous, anything like that.
Sure.
You know what? I feel like I picked some weird things. So if it's okay, I'm going to go a little easier on this and pick hacker.
Okay, that works.
If that's okay.
Absolutely. So what we'll do, and with the power of Google Sheets, thanks for sponsoring us. Just kidding. I will add your extra. You get a bonus specialty of digital sneaking.
Nice.
So that is pretty baller. Digital sneaking. There it is. All right. So, and we'll just throw hacker in there. All right. So finally, your last thing that you have to decide, and this is kind of out there, I guess. What is your character's motivations? And they give 4 examples as kind of the key ones. Do you want answers? Are you guilty for something? Are you loyal to the Illuminati, or do you seek power within the Illuminati?
I will pick loyal.
Okay. All right. So you're just you're towing the company line.
Yeah. For as much as I might gaslight somebody, I'm probably susceptible to my own medicine. So maybe I'm just like that little, like, hey, what can I do? What can I do? I'm like overzealous. I'm like overeager. I'm that intern that's pushing too hard for the job. And you're like, oh, okay.
I love it. I love it. So you're always about going to get the coffee. Okay, good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, so let's throw that in there. Loyalty.
Okay.
So now, what's your character's name? This is the easiest thing, right?
No, absolutely not. Let me see. RPG name, character generator. Let me fantasy name generator. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Let's try one. Wow, George Cox. That's the perfect fantasy name.
I think that's it. That's it right there, Mr. Cox.
Man.
And so are you going with Mr. Cox?
Yeah, like that's the worst fantasy name ever from this fantasy name generator. Let me just see what the second. Sarah Bradley. Is this like Frank Henry?
Those are all.
This is terrible. Dear website, do better.
Does it have a super blue background and like night sky at the top?
No, I probably should have went with that one. I'm not gonna blast
name names. Not gonna name names.
I just want to say though that Frank Henry is not the perfect fantasy name.
That is not the perfect fantasy name.
Unless like your fantasy is just low rent cable guy knocks on the door kind of. See where this goes.
This is my Pornhub character name. Is Frank Henry,
and
or it's Bill, or it might be Bill Cox. I mean,
right. And I have no imagination.
Yeah, good stuff.
Okay, cut that. We're gonna cut all that.
Yep, it's gone.
Okay,
that's one of the. That's gonna be a blurb. That's our blurb. Good.
All right. Okay, so characters made, and then that's it for this part, right?
I think so. So did you... Okay, you are George Cox. For some reason, that didn't come through on mine. Am I not synced with you? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So let me, through the power of technology...
Okay.
I am going to screen snip that.
Perfect.
And put it in Roll20.
All right.
if you know what, I'm changing up on you. We're just gonna use it live like that because for some reason my snip is broken. Thanks, Windows. Okay, so the next best part of this, in my mind, before we get to the action, is coming up with your, as they call it, your. Let's scroll up here to it. See, this is why you're number one right there. I see you screen snipping over there.
You can see. Okay.
I can. Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna work. It's gonna be rough, but yeah.
It's all good.
Keep going while
so we're doing mission planning, mission briefing.
Okay.
So, in Roll20, if you would be so kind, sir, if you could roll me a d10. This was the only prep that I did for this, was come up with a list of random items.
No problem. Got a 1.
A 1. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready to begin? Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Can
Okay.
can I just drag this on? Am I able to do?
Yeah.
I don't know Roll20 very well, so I don't know if I can just drag a piece of art.
Let me try one more thing. This is what all of the listeners are here for.
Yeah, so like I have it in my recent uploads. I just don't know what to do with it after that.
So if it's in your recent uploads, you should just be able to click it and drag it onto. Is it in the far right side? It's in the images folder on Roll20. The art library.
Yeah, it's under my library. If that.
If you should just be able to click and drag it on, and if not, we'll try.
I don't know if there's a way I can send it to you once.
Yeah, just drop it in Discord and I'll throw it in there real quick.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so there we are. There's that.
Nice.
It's in there.
Let me save this down.
Bring the rules back up, even though there's barely any. You know, I gotta say, reading through the rules, this is something when we have our like Fifth Thursday thing I want to ask you and Matt about. But I appreciated how it's just like a D4, 3, 4, you're good. 1, 2, it's complicated. I like obviously the thematic that it's a pyramid.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is
job done. Pick. Like it's
exactly.
it is easy peasy. That was what I was looking for today. It's easy peasy. All right, the file is uploading.
Perfect.
And
now, one other question: how do you shrink down the pictures for our avatars?
How do you mean?
You know, like right now they're kind of big on the bottom. I was just curious how you made them smaller, bigger.
Oh,
and if you don't have it literally right on the top of your head, don't sweat it. I was just curious.
I don't think that there is a way to do it, and that's one of my. This is a reason that everything, all of the other ones are a little bit better, but Roll20 is fine, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there is a way to shrink them down unless we go into settings.
It really doesn't matter. It was just
okay. We'll deal with that some other time. All right. So, and that's showing up in the thing now. You can see that your token is there. Yes. Good. Awesome. All right.
Okay.
I think we're pretty much ready to rock and roll now.
Perfect.
Excellent. Okay, so the first part of this game is called the mission briefing and planning. So in this, I will give you a cryptic message from your Illuminati masters. And it is up to you at that point to come up with the logical connections to what the Illuminati is asking you to do. And whenever you get to the point of, yep, nope, that's my job that the Illuminati gave me today, you say Illuminati confirmed, and that's how we move from this part of the game.
Got it.
So, and then we go to you attempting to complete this. I guess I have one further question. Where is George Cox starting? Where is his home away from home?
Huh, interesting question. Man. Are you feeling any? I guess it's up to me.
It's up to you, man.
Yeah, I will say.
You could always random use a web page and random city.
Yeah, let me do that. Let's do random city. The problem is I'm not going to know the city.
We can, if it sounds small enough, we can make it work. You're gonna get New York City, like just straight up, just right there.
Nope. Actually, what I got is I think Henderson, Nevada.
Okay, all right, we can make Nevada work. So, I think that's like one of the top 10 cities in Nevada. Strangely enough, I don't know why I recognize that name. So hey, if you're from Henderson, Nevada, hit us up.
Yeah.
All right, so you're in Henderson, Nevada. You are a hacker in Henderson, Nevada, and there's nothing original that ever happens in Nevada, right? So no creepy things, no Area 51s, nothing, no fodder for a conspiracy game at all, right? So where are you when your delivery arrives? Where would you like to be?
I am in my. So I don't live in an apartment. I live in like a by the week motel, or
Excellent.
some kind of longer stay.
Yeah.
Not a chain, like some roach motel. And yeah. So if there's a knock on the door, like I'm in like a bathrobe, tank top, and boxers, stained, and a weird pair of slippers.
Excellent. Mismatched slippers, right?
Yes, that sounds perfect.
So there's a knock at the door, and a package is left at the foot of the door. And I assume you pull it up, and it's just a regular old. I can't say Amazon, but it's an Amazon box.
Okay, and I'm definitely like trying to see, out the door. Do I see the delivery person? I assume they're gone, and it's just a package.
You see the back half of a sandy overcoat go around, because you're on the second floor. It's only 2 floors.
Yeah,
definitely see somebody go down the stairs. Just the briefest of seconds, you see this coat. So yeah, you've got your box. There's no markings on it at all. It's just a brown cardboard box.
All right. Yeah, I get the one butter knife I have in my drawer, and I use that to sort of slice open the edge.
Okay.
To get it open.
You open it up, and inside you find a fortune cookie.
All right.
And let's that's where the planning begins. There is a fortune cookie inside of this Amazon box.
Okay. All right. Let me bring up the rules really quickly. Okay. So fortune cookie. So on the fortune cookie, there's 2 sides. There's the fortune, and then there's the lottery numbers. Let's see. The lottery numbers. How many lottery? It's usually 6.
Yep.
But let's say in this case, there's too many lottery numbers.
Okay. There are 10 lottery numbers.
10 lottery numbers. Okay. It's a phone number.
Okay. All right. So it's a phone number inside the fortune cookie.
Right. The fortune side of the fortune cookie.
I do have what that says.
Oh, you do? Okay. What's that say?
I do. It says, remember to call your mother. She is your friend.
All right. So, yeah. So as part of as part of this planning, can I take action? Like I dial the phone number and that spurs the next part, or should it all be self-contained? Like I recognize the number.
This is all your internal montage. Like you're Sherlock Holmesing it right now to figure out what the Illuminati wants you to do.
Got it. So, okay.
Yeah.
The area code is for Washington, D.C.
Okay.
It's for the maybe it's I look at the number and I realize it's on my conspiracy board with the strings, and I realize it's the Bureau of Agriculture. Is there a Bureau of Agriculture? But whatever would be, yeah.
Department of Agriculture.
Department of Agriculture. Yeah, it's a Department of Agriculture phone number.
Okay.
Let's see.
So you have a Washington D.C. area code, the Department of Agriculture. Call your mother, and it's a fortune cookie in a box.
Yes. So, call your mother. Let's see, the Illuminati wants me to hack the Department of Agriculture and get them the statistics or fudge statistics, or maybe get the formulas for like Monsanto type genetically engineered living creatures, corn, beef, things like that.
Okay. All right.
And the Illuminati wants to merge the gray one's DNA into our food supply.
All right. That sounds like you're at. Are you Illuminati confirmed? Is that what you think your task is?
Yes, I believe that's what my task is. And on my wall is, pictures of, UFOs. It's pictures of crop circles. It's pictures, and I've never trusted the Department of Agriculture. Those bastards.
Yeah, those bastards. Excellent. So just to confirm, you believe that the Illuminati want you to hack the Department of Agriculture to find the Monsanto formulas for animals, because you believe, and corn and all sorts of vegetables,
right?
Because you believe that they're trying to merge Gray's DNA with the food supply.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds... Okay. Now, do you want it to be that I think that's what they're trying to do, or do you want it to be that I need to put the info into... I need to put the DNA strains into the Monsanto data that they have?
Which do you think is more interesting?
I think... I guess I would say the former, that I believe that's the conspiracy that's out there, and maybe because I'm such like a, hey, can I get your coffee? Like, I can help. I'm a hacker. I know how to do this.
Okay, so you think the Illuminati wants you to find out about this and
yes,
send it back to them.
Yeah, because that'll be sort of like, I'm gonna level up. Look,
there
I cracked it, boss. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well it's up to me.
Will that work?
Oh yes, I think so. But we have to, that might not be the conspiracy, but we'll go with that. That's what George Cox thinks he's up to tonight.
That's right.
So excellent. Let us get to the next part. So that is I will decide the truth. I have decided what the truth is. So now it's time for the execution. So this is all about how you are going to complete that task. You're sitting at a seedy motel in Henderson, Nevada, and you are attempting to hack the Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
Right. So here's the trick.
Okay.
One does not simply walk into the servers of the Department of Agriculture. Absolutely
not.
So I'm going to need, I look at my laptop. It's like a, third generation Intel 486 from, I'm 47 years old. It's still my college computer, right?
Yeah. Okay, good.
I haven't, I'm not really progressing very well up the ladder. And so I need better tech.
Okay.
And so Henderson, what would you say? Henderson, Nevada?
Yeah, Henderson, Nevada.
Henderson, Nevada borders Las Vegas.
Yes.
So I need to get over to Las Vegas and get to one of those like seedy pawn shops where somebody traded in hopefully some bit of tech that I can use in order to pay a gambling debt or to get more money so they could go further down the hole.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah.
So how would you like to try and get there?
So what? This is going to be interesting. So I go out there and just like, every goddamn time my car doesn't start.
Okay.
So I have to pull up the bus schedule on my flip phone. It's awkward. It takes a while.
Yep.
And eventually I realized, you know, because it's Las Vegas, things are going 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say there's like there's a legal brothel
Okay.
somewhere along the road I live on, and buses take the lowest of lows back and forth from the low casinos to the brothels and back. So I hop the bus back into Las Vegas.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a D4 as you pull up to the we're gonna call it the Sterling Pony.
All right. Rolled 2, so
Okay, so that is a consequence. So I think as you pull up to the Sterling Pony, I think it's really late in the evening. So we'll say it's like dinner time. So it's 8 or 9 o'clock, and as you walk, because your car is back at the seedy motel, at the Roach Motel,
right.
You watch the bus pull away. And the next bus won't be here for another hour.
All right. Well, there's no time to waste. You know, they do sort of neighbor each other, so I just start walking, but as I walk, I have my thumb out.
Okay. All right.
So I'll start walking, but yeah, I'll be looking to hitchhike.
Okay. Roll me another pyramid of truth.
Nice.
Excellent. All right. So a large pewter gray F-350 with a nutsack on the back pulls up, stops, rolls some coal, and then backs up, and you see the window come down.
Above the table, I feel like I'm looking in a mirror.
Oh yeah, same.
Anyway, sorry.
So you see this guy. I mean, this truck doesn't look like it's been cleaned in probably 2 decades, and every surface is covered with cigarette butts.
Okay.
And where you headed, son?
Sir, just heading into Las Vegas proper. Can you help me get there?
Well, shoot, come on in, son. Let's go. Name's Orville.
Orville? I'm George.
Orville. Nice to meet you, George.
And, you know, I just sort of look for a second, and I kind of point to the seat like, is it okay to...
He brushes off a bunch of cigarettes off the seat. There's
Nice.
still a lot of cigarettes on the seat, but he made an attempt.
Okay.
Say, come on now.
Yeah, and I don't want to be rude, so I just sort of put myself right down in a pile of remaining cigarette butts. And
I'm sorry, these are all old. I've been trying to quit for about 6 months.
How's it going?
It's great. You want a piece of nicotine gum?
And yeah, I definitely take one. Maybe I'm trying to quit too.
Okay, all right. So you take some gum. You have no idea how old it is. It's at one point it maybe was mint green. It's like sun-baked white at this point. And
yes.
And yeah. All right. So you and Orville are headed to Viva Las Vegas. So do you notice anything? Is there anything that sticks out to you about Orville?
Orville has a tattoo.
Okay.
And the tattoo is spelled incorrectly.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure that's by accident.
Okay.
So I'm looking at his tattoo, and I'm like, you know, if you take those letters as it's misspelled, you can rearrange it. And you can come up with a word like corn syrup, or, you know, something agriculturally. So I'm just sort of fixated by this tattoo. It's a picture. It's got a triangle somewhere buried in it. I don't know if and I'm hesitant to sort of put it out there like, hey, are you...
Roll a pyramid of truth, please.
Absolutely. 4 again. Nice.
So as you're staring at this tattoo, you swear that you see the tattoo move on his arm, like it's shifting around, and then you swear you see his eyes have sideways Oh my god, Art.
Do you mean like blink, like lizard?
Yes,
blink?
he's blinking like a lizard. Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, he blinks like a lizard.
And I sort of, well, above the table, I'm low level Illuminati. Am I aware of like the lizard presence, or is this like the first time?
I think maybe on your board back at the Roach Motel, you've got like lizard question mark in a couple of places. Like you suspect, but you're not. It's never been confirmed for you before.
Okay. In that case, a rational human being would probably have a little fight or flight, some kind of response that my response is excitement. It's not every day that something on the board, I get to put the green thumbtack on it instead of the orange.
The red, yeah.
Yeah. Like red is just flat. Nope, I was off on that one. But green is go. And I get to like, wow, like for the first time, and I don't know how long, like I actually get to check one off.
Now, George, would you mind rolling that window down there for me? He's trying.
Yeah, and again, my "can I get you a coffee" kicks in, and it's like, yeah, sure, yeah. This guy probably has a connection or a path for me to do something, so I just roll the window down, whatever.
Okay, and he looks and he says, "What do you see out that window there, George?" It's desert.
Yeah, I was about to say, I probably like Las Vegas is so bright that it's probably like daytime all the time, but eventually the light trails off and it's just black, flat desert. Never been to Vegas. Hopefully that's accurate.
I think that's pretty close. Yeah. So this is now. You're a smart fellow there, George, and I think that you know what's at stake here. We need to turn that desert there into a verdant field for all of the children. That's what needs to be done to that. The desert is great for sitting in the sun, sunning, warming up, enjoying the sun, but there's not a lot of food to be had.
Indeed.
So that's what I'm here for. There, Georgie boy. That's what I'm here for. And he looks at you. He takes like not a small amount, like he takes a fistful of nicotine gum and like puts it in. And he's just chomping away.
Nice. And I'm like, sir, yes, sir. What kind of, are you into agriculture?
Oh, I've done a time or two of agriculture. Yeah, I used to grow butternut squash. I grew watermelons. I love lily ponds. Love all the flies. He gets this wistful look. Yeah. Lily ponds. So much sun. Anyway, yeah, I've got some agriculture. How about you, Georgie boy?
Oh, I don't know a lot about it, but I'm very interested in learning.
I see. So, what are you trying? Are you trying to get any information out of Orville, or what are you doing during this conversation?
So, what I would want to know is if there was a way to. Okay, you know what? Let me look at my thing. Crowdsource fear mongering, digital sneaking, emotional sneaking. Okay, so somehow I want to gaslight him. Well, let me think about. I think I need to be more specific. I can't just say like I want to win the game, and I want to do it with emotional sneaking. Does that work? Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to get him talking, and what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and find out if he was just growing butternut squash or if he was manipulating the butternut squash, and I want to do it so that it kind of tries to slip out during a recollection. Like he slips a detail. He doesn't have to tell me the formula, but the fact that its existence and possibility is out there. And I want it to be something that I sort of coax him into telling me as I keep prodding. No, tell me more about that. Oh yeah, I can picture the porch you're sitting on now. Tell me more, and
okay.
So it's not literal gaslighting. I'm just trying to get him to talk too much and let something slip.
No, absolutely. I think that fits your skill well there. So I'll give you the automatic success on that. So
okay.
We're talking about his time in Oklahoma and how he used to enjoy sunning himself on the rocks of Oklahoma.
Of course, as we do.
As you do. And how he raised his children to enjoy the fruits of the world.
Yeah.
And it's just really hard to grow lily flowers in a pond with so much desert around. So man, and that was just when we moved the zygote over to the Z chromosome, and man, them suckers just grew to, man, they were as big as your head. And he stops and slams on the brake and looks at you, and then he starts driving again.
Nice. I make a mental note of that.
Okay. So I'd say about an hour has passed. Go ahead and roll me another Pyramid of Truth real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you're driving, that bus you passed, or the bus you tried to catch, comes into view, and it starts out really small. And Orville isn't the safest driver in the world, and it's almost as if he would be more comfortable scuttling around on four hands and feet rather than driving in overalls. But he's pulling up really fast, he's going 95 on this country road between Henderson and Las Vegas, and you see the bus in front of you that you were trying to catch, or at least you think it is. Do you think it's the same bus, or you want to roll for it, or what do you think that this bus is in front of you?
That is a great question. Let me roll for it.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Just random. 1. Okay. So I'm positive it's the bus.
Okay. All right. So Orville looks at you, kind of studying this bus. He says, "You know that bus?"
And I'm like, yeah, that was the bus I was looking to catch, and I just missed one on that line, and the next one was an hour, so that's why I started thumbing it. Yeah.
Well, what a coinky ding! I didn't think I was gonna catch up to nobody on this road here, but we'll. You want me to pass him?
Yeah. I mean, you don't mind taking me all the way to Vegas? I don't.
Floors
you don't
need, before you even get the rest of it out of here, you skedaddle into the left lane, and as you do that, you see headlights flash in front of you, as if there was another bus coming the other direction. Maybe to the Sterling Pony, the return service to the Sterling Pony.
Right.
And he's not. He doesn't know what to do. He looks like a deer in headlights or a lizard in headlights, and he's just sitting there. What are you gonna do?
I sort of look at him like, "Hey, you got to slow down, you guys." Is he just totally frozen?
He's completely frozen.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to grab the wheel and tell him to hit the brakes. Now,
okay.
if he hits the brakes, I'm going to try swerving back into our lane. But if I don't feel the, I'm going to have to go off the road.
Roll another D4.
All right.
Okay. So, he manages to slam on the brakes, and you see the bus heading towards you slam on theirs too. You basically the two now Kith as the two buses, the bus and the F-350 come together, and there's just barely a little tink, little tap, and he's still just staring there. But as he's holding on to it, he turns to you, and you see that one of his arms is completely fallen off. Kind of like a lizard's tail does when it freaks out. But one of his arms is now dangling on the steering wheel.
And I'm just like, Orville, you need something. You need me to take you somewhere? You need me to drive?
He looks down and looks at the arm and he says, it'll grow back. It'll grow back. Why don't you go check with his other arm? Go check on our partners in the other bus there.
All right. So yeah, I get out of the bus and I sort of make my way. I sort of, with my little flip phone barely emitting any light, I try and like look in the windows and I'm not getting much. Then I make my way around the front, see if I can see a driver, and eventually to the entrance in the front on the other side.
Okay. So the side of the bus in just very grim, like it's real sandy on the side. Like this bus has been out there, and it's not the same kind of bus that was going to the Sterling Pony. It's like a repainted school bus, and it's in gray and white. You notice that each of the windows has like a metal grate on it, and as you get up close to the side, you kind of rub the side, and it says New Mexico State Penitentiary on the side. And you see the window roll down, the driver's window roll down. He's like, "What the?" This big guy, "What the fuck are you guys doing? You're gonna kill somebody."
I know. Sorry, we were just having a moment here. Is everybody all right? Everybody good on your side?
I mean, we don't really care, but yeah, everybody's fine.
And I sort of lean back, and I'm like, yeah, I guess it would have been bad if something happened to this bus.
Yeah, you know how many crazy people I got on this bus, man? Like, this is a loony bin behind me. This transfer, we're so full up in New Mexico, we got to export our crazies to Nevada. That's a long drive in a school bus.
Nice. And I'm like, oh, so where are you headed?
Well, we're heading. We're heading
to
farther
the
into farther into the desert.
Okay.
He's kind of uncomfortable looking with the question.
All right. And I just I'm looking at him, and I'm just sort of like sticking if the door window, I try and peek in and see if there's anybody in the bus with him.
Roll a d4.
All right. 2.
It looks like a pretty normal crew. I mean, there's maybe 4 or 5 guys on the bus, but it's dark outside at this point, so it's just silhouettes behind the glass and the bars and stuff on the windows.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I guess what I would do is, I mean, I sort of look over my shoulder. Is Orville and his truck still there?
Yeah, he's out. He's holding his arm like behind him. Behind him.
Okay.
Like he's holding it behind him with his other arm. And he's like,
right.
"Oh, y'all good? You good over there?"
Yeah, and I sort of give him like a, and it's hard for me to see because his headlights are probably
shining right at
you. But I'm like, yeah, we're good. And I guess like I'm just having one of those nights where everything's coming up Millhouse on the Lizard. So I just sort of look the bus over, like just to see like is there other signs. Signs have sort of started popping up tonight. So let me just look at this bus and.
Okay. Do you want to use one of your specialties, or do you want to just go ahead and roll a straight die, or what are you looking for? What are you hoping to find?
I'm hoping to find. I'm hoping to find something numeric, something. I don't expect to find like some kind of QR code.
Okay.
So I'm just like, basically I just sort of check the plate, and does the plate say like, eyeball or something obvious? Like, do I look at the plate and see a code?
So I think what you see on the bus is the same 10. The license plate is the same 10 numbers that are on the fortune cookie.
Interesting. So then, I sort of look at the driver, and I'm like, hey, is this like a work release kind of program? Is this the kind of thing where like these guys go work on farms and stuff like that?
Roll a d4 again.
Okay, another 2.
I think he looks at you and he says, "And how did you know that?"
And I'm like, tonight I'm all about the lucky guesses.
Aha. Well, yeah, we're on a work transfer program. The great state of Nevada is bringing some workers from New Mexico over to work on the Hoover Dam. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but that's where I'm headed with these guys.
Can I ask you a crazy question?
I mean, yeah, I guess it's crazy circumstances with you guys nearly running us off the fucking road.
Yeah. This is gonna be crazy, but you mind if I hitch a ride?
He like laughs at you and he's like, I mean, if you're crazy enough to ride up here, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, my dad was in the emotional sneaking. My dad was in the prison system. He was a guard, and he's passed a couple of years now. And man, if you've got stories, he used to tell me stories. But if you've got stories, I'd love to hear them. He sort of did kind of what you did. He was a prison transfer guard.
He looks off into the middle distance and he says, "Wow, I really wish my son wanted to hang out with me and learn my stories as a prison guard. But he wanted to be a fucking dentist. Can you believe that? When he could have joined my profession, my father's profession, my father's father's profession. We come from a long line of bus drivers. But no, just wanted to fix teeth. Yeah, come on, hop in.
Yeah. I know it sounds crazy, but I've got 2 mitts and a baseball. If you want to have a yeah, so I sort of go over to Orville and I'm like, Orville, I appreciate everything, but I know it's going to sound weird, but this is something I got to do. And I hope you get back to your butternut squash and sunning, but thank you for getting me out here.
And he extends his arm that's in his other arm out to you. He says, "It's been a pleasure."
I shake it heartily and give him a wave.
All right. He waves with his arm and gets in his truck and basically does a 90-degree turn and just drives straight into the desert. And there you go. So you are now in the middle of the desert with a bunch of convicts on a prison bus. In the middle of the night.
Yeah. So I sort of gingerly get on board. I don't skip up the steps, even though part of me wants to, but I know that this is a little weird. So yeah, I sort of take my time coming up the steps and I sort of look over and see what I'm looking at.
All right. So what you see are 5 cardboard cutouts in seats. And the driver just looks at you and he says, "Work transfer program."
Absolutely.
He
Happy to be on board.
Take a seat there. What'd you say your name was?
My name is Conrad.
Conrad. Interesting. Mine's Richard Nixon. And he starts driving down the road. So, you guys are on your way to the Hoover Dam. At least that's where you think you're headed.
Right.
What do you want to do? You passing time with stories with this guy, or are you getting on your 3rd generation intel?
Yeah, my flip phone doesn't have service out here, so I can't use the latest in
mobile
piggybacking. Browsing. Yeah. So I'm left to talk with Richard.
Okay.
And does he go by Richard? Does he go by Dick? Does he go?
He goes by Dick.
He goes by Dick. So I'm talking with Dick, and yeah, it's again like now that I know that there's this missing connection with his lame dentist son, I'm gonna poke that to try and probe and get information out of him on the way up to where we're going. Namely, where are we going? Is it literally the Hoover Dam?
Oh, it's absolutely the Hoover Dam. Yeah.
Perfect.
I think
okay.
You're using I'm assuming you're using some emotional sneaking there.
Yes. Yeah. I'm hoping to emotionally sneak and
wow,
get
you're probing this guy's fond memories with his kid that abandoned the family line. Wow, that's sick. You are cruel. Yeah, so he goes on for it's a long drive. He goes on for a couple of hours. So if there's anything else you want to do
Okay.
while he's yapping basically in your ear about, well, and my great granddaddy, he used to drive stagecoach from Dodge City to Tombstone, and that was when it all really started. Really, when we came over on the Mayflower, we were driving the carts on the Mayflower, and but before that, we were related to Alexander the Great and his cart driver. Not Alexander the Great, but his cart drivers. So really, it's just a really long line of bus drivers, essentially.
Nice.
And then 6,000 years of history, and my boy decides that he wants to fool around in other people's mouths. It's a damn shame.
Absolutely.
Damn shame.
Feels like he threw away a proud tradition.
Basically spat on our history. And he turns to you and he says, "What about you? You call your mother often?"
Huh. And I look at him and I say, you know, Dick, not as often as I should.
Now, Conrad, why don't you go check and see what those cardboard cutouts are back there in our work transfer program.
All right. Yeah. So I sort of look over my shoulder, give it a double take, and I look at him for a second, and I'm like, all right. Yeah. And I sort of, the bus is driving, I don't know if we're on a road or if we sort of, as the crow flies, so I'm sort of grabbing the seats to steady myself. And yeah, I approach the cardboard cutouts and take a look.
Every single one of them is a cardboard cutout of George Cox's mother.
So I look back at him.
He's not there anymore.
Is the bus still driving?
The bus is still driving.
In that case, I'm like, Dick, I guess I should come clean. My name's not really. Oh my God. I guess you know what and then I run, I sort of run trying to make my way back up the front of the bus to grab the steering wheel.
Okay, good.
And is it like the doors open and he rolled out, or it's just poof gone?
No, he's gone. He's
okay.
It's as if he wasn't even there.
All right. So yeah, I try and grab the steering wheel, get control of the bus.
Go ahead and roll me a D4.
I'll be the first player in history where a PBTA ends in a TPK. Nope, I rolled a 3. Okay.
Okay. So as you sit down, you gain control of the bus, and you see a black and white photo from like the late 20s or the early 30s, and it's Dick Nixon in the picture, smiling in front of the same bus. And you are in control of the bus with 5 cardboard cutouts of Mrs. Cox, heading towards the Hoover Dam.
Interesting. Okay, so Plan B. I think I need to take a moment. So I'm going to try and, if I've successfully controlled the bus, I'm going to sort of slow it down and bring it to a stop for a second.
Okay.
And I just want to see if there's anything else on board this bus. Just anything, is there anything taped to the cutouts? Is there anything under the seats? Is there anything, is there something here that I was supposed to find? And it's okay if there's not. It's just, I just want to be thorough.
So I think taped to the back of every cardboard cutout is another fortune cookie.
Oh, all right. In that case, yeah, I sort of gingerly open the first one and sort of sniff it, crack it, take a look at what's inside. Sure.
So as you open the first fortune cookie on the seat closest to you, it's a string of numbers, and with your digital theft and digital sneaking, it looks kind of like a password string. I don't know if there's a thing that looks like passwords, but we're going to go with it.
Yeah, so, let's say it's like 128-bit. Those are words.
Yeah. So it's actually, there's 5 words on there.
Okay.
And as you go to each of the cutouts of your mother, or George Cox's mother, excuse me. There's another 5 words in each fortune cookie. So there's a total of 25 words.
Okay.
And they're random nouns and verbs. It's the words aren't important here, but they're just there's 5 5-word strings.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so I sort of collect them, and given what you just described above the table, I'm guessing George Cox can't like say, "Oh my God, it spells, this Bible verse or something like, or this."
Well, do you want it to? Is my question. How does that get you from point A to point B? Do you want it to say something to help you out here?
Let's say that I think I like what you were saying initially. It feels like a password string.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so maybe I sort of, recognize that it's either a password string or it's like how like when they name operations, they name
mm-hmm.
them like Operation Salt Shaker. Like it's just,
yeah,
they name them nonsense because they don't want the name to convey meaning.
Right.
And so maybe I'm like, well, it could either be password string or it could be the names of 3 secret operations or something. I don't know.
I think
it doesn't have to be true, but that's what my head is doing.
I think with your hacking and your digital sneaking and everything, you realize that this is a password string, but it's not in the right order. Is what I'm trying to get at you here.
Got it.
And you don't know what it's to either. There's certain programs where you can have a string of 25 words in sequence, and that's your username or whatever, your login for it. And that's kind of what it looks like.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, so now what I'm starting to realize is that I need to get to a computer.
Okay.
I feel like, but he did say we were going to the Hoover Dam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna trust my gut and say, if I need to hack something, let me see if I can get to the Hoover Dam where he was trying to go. Because again, it's all about the signs this evening, and
mm-hmm.
I'll hack when I get there. I'll sort of improvise when I get there.
Excellent. So, you're just getting back on the driver's seat and heading off towards the Hoover Dam?
Yes. Yeah. Now the question is, can I drive stick?
Roll me.
I was about to say, in real life, I know the answer to that, but in this game, I'm not great.
So you're stuck in first gear the entire time. But the good news is there's a compass on the hood, or like on the dash.
Oh, nice.
And maybe no, this is set now. It's a Garmin it's a TomTom GPS. And it's set to the Hoover Dam, so at least you can drive to the Hoover Dam. It does every 5 minutes, maybe not every 5 minutes, every like 30 seconds. It's like, please proceed to the highlighted route. Please proceed to the highlighted route. But you can see that you're vaguely heading in the correct direction.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I just proceed at 15 miles an hour, lurching every once in a while.
All right. So it takes you the better part of a day, and I'm sure our listener in Nevada is going to tell us
right
that it's entirely that, oh my God, it only takes 10 minutes to drive from point A to point B. So, but it takes you all day because you're driving 15 miles an hour in a stick. And the air conditioner is busted on this prison van.
Right.
So it's really, really, really hot in the desert. Go ahead and roll me another D4.
All right, here you go. Oof. All right.
It's so hot, and you're driving at like 8,000 RPMs in first gear, that you can see it's beginning, like, once again, it's getting to be, no, it's the middle of the day, like the hottest part of the day, but you can see in the far distance the edge of the Hoover Dam crests. But it's at that point that your engine completely overheats. and implodes. Not implodes, but dies on you.
Right, right. Whew.
So,
okay.
There you are.
All right.
What's the plan, Stan or George?
Am I able to get can I sort of, does the Garmin has, I assume, has some kind of battery power left?
Yeah. The TomTom is it's got battery power, and it tells you that you're, let's just roll a die to see how far you are.
Okay, cool.
We'll say you're about 10 miles out at this point.
Okay. So I don't want to be doing 10 miles at peak sunlight. So what I do is I need to do my best to take shelter on this bus.
Okay.
Well, I guess let me first take a look around the bus to see if it has, like, I don't know what it would have. If it's truly a prison bus, would it have supplies in case it broke down?
I think there'd be like a first aid kit on the
first
bus.
aid kit. Okay.
Yeah.
So I definitely grab that.
Okay.
I feel like I don't really need it yet.
Sure.
And then I look to see if there's any water on the bus for any reason. Like, did the driver, Dick, before he disappeared, did he have a LaCroix?
Yeah. It tastes like a fruit stand 100 miles away, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. No. You do find a Voss water bottle, but it's empty.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And an ice cold, unopened White Claw, and I'm like, no, I won't do it. I'd rather die.
Yeah, as soon as you open it, it explodes, and it's just all over the place.
Right.
Fuck.
All right. Yeah. So in that case, what I do is I guess I'm gonna have to hunker down during the day inside the bus.
Okay.
And maybe, if I'm able to, I've been up all night, and maybe I find a way to get comfortable and try and take a nap.
Okay. That I can get behind that. So you're hunkering down and taking a nap in the seat.
Yeah, out of the sun. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll say that you kind of doze for like an hour, and it's still really hot. You've got all the windows down, like as whatever you can do to make this as less like an oven as possible.
Yeah.
But just as you start to hit the cusp of sleep, your 2006 Motorola Razr rings in your pocket.
Yeah, I guess I'm probably half in a daze, so I sort of pick it up and I'm like, I assume I'm sort of half asleep, so I'm just like, hello.
Mm-hmm. You're waiting. You need to be heading towards the dam. And it's Dick Nixon on the phone.
Oh. All right. And so with that, I'm just like, Dick, what's going on? Where am I?
Well, you're in Nevada. But
yeah, no, I
Where do you want to be?
Well, we were headed towards the Hoover Dam. Can you tell me why?
Well, for the work exchange program.
And I sort of look around and I'm just like, okay.
Did you talk to your mother yet?
No, I guess not. Like, I was trying to get some sleep. I'm sort of stuck out here, I gotta tell you.
Well, when I got in trouble, I'd always call my mother.
And I'm like, okay.
Then he hangs up.
Huh, all right. And, I guess, are they... I guess I literally, so the first thing I do is I try the phone number that was on the back of the original fortune cookie.
Okay. It's a disconnected number.
Okay. I literally call my mom.
Okay. So
yeah.
The phone rings a couple of times, and you get her voicemail.
Okay. And I'm like, hey, Mom, it's George. I know it's been a while. I mean, everything's fine on my end. I'm not trying to say it's an emergency. But I just realized, I hadn't checked in a while. Just wondering how the crops are doing. Not sure if that seems like a strange question, but if you want, give me a call back. You know my number.
So real quick, where does your mom live? Is that where is the crops question? I assume is really weird. Like, does she live in like Baltimore or something where there's no crops whatsoever?
Yeah, let's say she's from. Yeah, let's say she's from the Everglades.
Okay. All right. So she's from the Everglades. All right. Interesting. Got a lot of lizards down in the Everglades. Okay. So you left your mom a voicemail.
Yeah.
You hear a phone ringing on the bus.
All right. Yeah. I assume, in my head the sound is like it's half muffled, so I know it's not just going to be. So I start trying to like. Okay, and then I start moving, thinking if I'm getting closer. Marco Polo.
Mm-hmm. So it seems to be coming from around the last cardboard cutout of your mom of George's mom on the bus.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. So yeah, I track that phone down and I try and grab it.
Okay. It's the cardboard cutout is vibrating.
Oh.
Like you see a phone on the car, like on her. She's got it on this particular cutout of George's mom has her phone in like a hip holster.
Okay.
And that's vibrating.
Now, is it part of the picture or is it a physical phone that I can grab?
Roll a d4.
Okay. There you go.
Physical phone. It was it's maybe just it's painted ever so carefully to look like it's 2D, so that when you were walking around earlier, didn't even connect. But it is taped there on in the shoulder hip or the shoulder holster, hip holster.
Yeah. Pull that bad boy out.
Okay.
And is it like another flip phone or is it like a more modern device that?
No, it's another flip phone. It's another burner phone.
Okay. So yeah, I flip it open and I'm like, hello? Sort of sheepish.
Georgie, did you call?
Mom?
Yeah, how are you, Georgie?
I'm good. Where are you?
I'm at home watering the lilies.
And so then I'm sort of looking at this phone. Does it at all resemble my phone?
Looks exactly like yours.
But my phone didn't ring when this one did.
Nope.
I put mine in my pocket and I'm like, so you got my message. You just called me.
I did. Yeah, I was watering the water lilies in the pond and I just heard the phone ringing in the house and and I missed you, so I just decided to call you back. I haven't talked to you in probably 2 months.
I know, and I'm really sorry, Mom. That's completely my fault, and that's entirely on me. But I'm sorry. Right now, I got to ask you sort of a weird question.
Uh-huh.
Did you dial my number?
Well, of course I did, silly.
And I sort of verify the number with her. Is it 555-555-5555?
Nope, it's the number on the fortune cookie.
And I'm like, okay. Huh.
She's like, you sent me a note the other day saying you changed to that number, silly.
Oh, you're right. I did, Mom. Crazy. And I'm like, you're right. I'm totally forgot about that. You're right. I'm so used to my old number. I haven't memorized the new one yet. But it sounds like you're doing all right.
Yeah. you know, you wouldn't believe how many lizards there are in the frog pond right now.
Oh, really? And you know, in my head, two things are going on. One, lizards. Two, I've got nowhere to go because I assume the sun's not down yet.
It's getting towards the back half of the afternoon. It's late afternoon at this point.
Okay. So what I would do is I would do either one of two things. Either I would just, you know, settle in for, you know, a chat for as long as she wants to talk about lizards, or I would start walking if it started to cool down enough towards the Hoover Dam.
I think it's cool enough. So you're walking. Are you still in? I should have asked you this earlier. Are you still in your bathrobe and wife beater and boxer shorts and mismatched slippers?
No, let's say not. No, let's say I put on like the official NFL Tiger pants that they used to make.
Sorry. Yeah. Go on.
You
go
know,
on.
there's
Please.
a name for them, and I forget what they're called.
Yeah.
So it's stupid because I picked the Cincinnati Bengals, which naturally have that pattern. So it's almost like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know?
So you're wearing Cincinnati Bengals in the desert of Las Vegas.
Yeah, and
okay,
basically, good. Yeah, and then on top, I'm wearing a T-shirt for the group Boston that I found in a thrift store. I never went to the concert, but I found this old T-shirt. Basically, the way I picture it, I don't know if this is true at all. In my mind, the thrift stores and the pawn shops of Las Vegas are just like a trove of the eclectic, because people, you know, literally at some point sell the shirt off their back, so to speak.
Yeah.
I don't know. And so you just end up like with the weirdest collection of clothes, or like it's like a Def Leppard T-shirt and like these Cincinnati Bengal pants.
Okay. So are you going with Boston or Def Leppard?
Let's go with Def Leppard.
Excellent. All right. I know what I'm going to use as
They're called Zubaz. Zubaz?
Yeah, the pants.
Yeah, that's what they are. Zubaz.
And this episode is called Las Vegas Zubaz.
Right.
Good,
so
good.
The outfit's a total mess, and
Sure.
in a weird way, I would stand out, but probably in Las Vegas, you don't even notice me behind the lights and everything going on.
Yeah, I think that is an excellent description of George Cox. Okay, so you're just a dude in Bengals pants and a Def Leppard T-shirt on the phone with his mom.
Sure.
On what looks like a 2-dimensional phone with his mom in the middle of the desert, walking towards the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
So, okay. What are you wanting to talk to your mom about as you're walking?
I just ask her initially, you know, because I've been a bad son. I just let her talk. You know, she wants to talk about the lizards. I'm happy to hear about the lizards. Okay. Yeah, Mom, tell me what's going on. The lizards trying to take over your lily pad, the frog pond?
Well, you know, Georgie, they just every once in a while you get just a big wave of them through down here, and they just, you know, they look for the easiest things to eat, and I imagine that they're coming from, you know, where it's dry and sunny to where it's wet and sunny, and it's good for the lizards. Terrible for the toads, though.
Mm. Oh, I bet. Yeah, and I'm realizing I'm not getting any information from her about the stuff that I'm trying to focus on. And so maybe I'm getting a little impatient.
Roll a d4 for me, sir.
2.
Okay. She notices you getting impatient, and she's like, well, I was going to tell you what I named all these lizards, but I guess you just have better things to do. Have you lost the shirt off your back yet, Georgie?
And I sort of look at, you know, my literal shirt and realize it's no great shakes, but not quite, Mom. I'm still hanging in there. You sure? And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be short. And you know, next time I call, you can tell me all about the names, because I feel like I blew that roll, so I shouldn't be able to then you know.
to gather from it. But
Yeah.
I will say this system is about if there's a failed roll, there's a consequence. It complicates the matter.
Right.
So yeah, actually, I don't think that you're going to get the names of the lizards.
Right.
Maybe
so
that's
I know,
important. Maybe it's not.
Right. So I know she's dealing with him, but I also know that I've missed that opportunity, and she wants to get off the phone now because she's a little annoyed.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk to your father?
And I sort of look at him like, does he want to talk to me?
He's watching the Bengals.
Yeah, you know what? Let me just say hi real quick. I don't want to, I'm sure he doesn't want to be interrupted during the game, but if he's willing to take the phone, I'll say hi real quick.
Okay. She hands the phone off, and it's like dead air on the phone for a second.
And then finally I'm like, Dad, you there?
And another awkward pause. You hear, well, I am here, yeah. And roll me a d4, sir.
There you go. 3.
It's Dick Nixon again. It's not your father's voice. It's Dick Nixon again.
Okay, so I stop walking. Even though it's still 90 degrees as the sun's setting, I go instantly cold. And I just go, what's going on? What are you doing there? Don't you dare hurt my mother. And is my father still around? What did you do?
No, your father's here. He's here. We're watching the Bengals. What would I do with your father or your mother? Like, she's out there feeding the lizards, keeping them happy, feeding them some good butternut squash, and we're just taking it easy. What are you doing? Are you at the dam yet?
And I'm like, look, the bus broke down. I'm on foot. I'm headed there.
What bus?
Yeah, oh no. Okay.
What are you talking about?
So let me turn around. Is the bus there?
Nope.
And I just sort of course. All right. And then with that, is there anything around me? Or is it just empty desert?
No, you can still see the Hoover Dam in the distance. And
okay.
you do look like you're getting close. The lights are starting to cut on, just because it's getting it's that, when it's all purple and stuff outside, it's just so lovely.
Yeah.
And you still have the medical bag from the bus that may or may not be the bus.
Okay.
But you've got that with you, and you've got the 2D phone. And yeah.
Let me ask, I don't know how far I've gotten from where the bus was, but
how far do you think you made it in a couple hours?
Okay, that's I would say a couple hours. You could probably walk a couple miles, 3, 4, and 5 miles. So what I was going to say is, do I see where my footprints originated? But the answer would be no. It's too far behind me to. Yeah.
I mean, you can follow them to the middle distance or whatever before they get too small to follow. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I can't see like, oh, my footprints have been there the whole time and I've been walking.
Yep.
No. So okay, so I can't really glean any information from that. So I turn to the Hoover Dam again, and I say, "Look, Dick, do you want me to go to the Hoover Dam?"
Aren't you already there? And he says that as you're turning, and you're at the Hoover Dam.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
That's what I thought. How's you said you were there for you're trying to find a computer. Did you find a computer yet?
Above the table. That's not what I said to him. That's what I said to Orville.
I'm sorry. Right? What? Yeah, that is what you said to Orville. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to make sure. Like, it's okay if he's like,
no. Yeah, no. He doesn't. I don't think he knows. Well,
I think I was talking. I was headed to Las Vegas, and maybe we just got talking about agriculture and his son. I don't know if I can't remember. Somebody play back the recording.
Yeah. I think his whole thing was to get you to the Hoover Dam.
Okay.
So you're at the Hoover Dam now. So.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say I'm going to go inside. If I shouldn't, you need to stop me.
No, I think if that's what you're feeling like you need to do, I mean, just like my son said he needed to be a dentist. But if that's what you think you need to do, by all means.
I think it is. Yeah, and I start looking for a door.
Okay. Roll a d4.
All right. 3.
Okay. Yeah, there's a door right there. Not a little far off, but it's walkable, easily walkable.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm like, look, Dick, I'm happy to stay on the line. Do you want me to talk you through this, or should I just go inside and do what I'm going to do?
Well, I mean, we just talked about getting to the dam. I mean, I don't really know what you're trying to do there, and I'm just a bus driver. So, if just remember to pay your fare and call your mother. She's a nice lady.
Yeah, can you see her?
Yeah, she's out there with the lizards again.
Yeah? She said she gave them names. Have you heard what she named them?
Yeah, I think she called one... What did she call one? I think she called one Orville. Like the popcorn?
Okay. It's good popcorn.
It's good popcorn. That good Redenbacher. He's so funny.
Yeah. Okay. Have you seen her, like, doing anything to the lizards? Did one of the lizards get hurt?
He sounds very confused for a second, but you can hear him like getting out of the couch and walking outside, screen door banging. You hear muffled conversation. He says, "Yeah, it looks like one's missing an arm."
Huh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, listen, Dick. If you don't want to stay in the line, I'm going to let you go. I'm about to go inside the Hoover Dam. I don't know what reception is going to be like on my latest Nokia. It's what it is? It's not
what
a flip.
Is it?
It's one of those side phones that was like a video game device.
Yeah.
And everybody completely made fun of them.
Yep. Absolutely. Incredible.
Yeah, it's the N-Gage.
Yes.
Side talking.
Is that gonna be the thumbnail for this? N-Gage. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's the N-Gage. So yeah, and it's one of those things where, like, I don't know how it still connects to the modern cell towers, but I've been sort of like, I had to solder a new battery because I couldn't find any more replacement batteries and stuff like that. So I've sort of like jury rigged, the most.
It's been on your list for a really long time to take care of this and like upgrade, but it just keeps falling to the bottom of the list. Something always comes up. You always end up at the T-Mobile store on a Sunday, kind of thing. Yeah,
right, exactly.
Yeah, you get abducted by lizard people, like
yes,
casual.
So I say, all right, Dick, just, I don't know what your intentions are. Just, I don't want to assume, but also don't hurt my parents. And do you need me to get in touch with you about anything once I get inside?
Yeah, I mean, just call your mother. I mean, we're just watching the game. I mean, it's the second quarter. We got plenty of time.
All right. Okay. Yeah. And I say, well, then I'll check in. And then I untaco from the side of my head and hang up and, start looking for that door.
Good. All right. Well, you are entering. With that, I think you enter the Hoover Dam. I think it's a little surprising that one of the largest hydroelectric plants in the country has an unlocked door, but there it is.
It's been that kind of night.
It's been that kind of night. So you have entered the Hoover Dam. Maybe it's not the Hoover. Maybe it's not like the Hoover Dam itself. Maybe it's like the gift shop or something. Like the visitor center for the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
So, all right, you have entered the Hoover Dam gift shop. I don't know. How are you doing? Just as above the table, how are you doing on time?
I can go as long as you want.
Okay, this might turn into a 2-shot as they typically do.
Yeah, whenever you want to call it, we can.
Let's do some gift.
I was going to say, are we getting to a stopping point if that's the case?
I feel like let's go through the gift shop and we can exit through the gift shop tonight, and we'll and we can pick this up because you're a long way from Washington D.C. there, sir.
Absolutely. All right. Okay. So yeah, so I enter the gift shop. I assume it's probably evening. I assume it's closed.
They're closing up shop, we'll say. You know, Vegas, the tour buses from Vegas come out, and
Okay.
it's like, you know, you get the late it's like the last tour is like, you know, you got a couple of little old ladies walking around buying their snow globes and things.
Right.
You know, wearing I Heart New York shirts in Las Vegas and things.
Yeah.
So, but they're, you know, as you walk in, the teenager behind the till rolls their eyes and like, sir, we're closing in 10 minutes. Just be out of here by then, please.
All right. Yeah. I just you got a restroom?
Yeah, behind the she like points. She says, but you need the key, and she hands you a key that's attached to a snow globe. Like,
Okay.
You know, and it's not of the Hoover Dam. It's of like Paris.
Okay. Nice.
She hands it to you.
All right. And so like I sort of, as I'm thanking her, I do a quick sort of look around at the gift shop just to make sure it's like, you know, I don't know if there's like a t-shirt with a phone number on, like some kind of obvious sign that's been sort of popping up all night.
Roll a d4 on that.
Okay. 4.
I don't think that there's a t-shirt with a phone number.
Okay.
But I do think that there is and you see if you like this. I think there's like behind the counter, the teenager had, you know, like a late lunch or something, and it's Chinese food, and there's like 3 or 4 fortune cookies like sitting on top of the bag.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm gonna note that. I'm gonna also say like, hey, is there like a, you know, Department of Park Services like free Wi-Fi here at?
She looks at you and she gets this look. She's like, why do you need the Wi-Fi in the bathroom? You know what? I don't get paid enough to ask these questions. Just, yeah, the password is Herbert Hoover. Just, God, gross.
I did not put that together.
Yeah.
So
as she looks at the phone that's like attached to your hip, she's like, oh, God. I hate this job so much. Just, I don't want to clean the bathroom again. Okay.
Yeah. No. I'm so sorry. I know that sounds weird. It's just I'm getting no service out here.
10 minutes. Okay.
Sure. Of course. And so, yeah, I go into the bathroom. I enter the Wi-Fi password into my Engage, and I do a quick, like, you know, I sort of look at my phone and it's like, you know, welcome to the, if this is okay, welcome to the, you know, National Park Services, you know,
sure.
Complimentary Wi-Fi courtesy of your tax dollars or whatever. And first thing I do is I enter like a 192.0.0.1/ and I'm trying to root the web server.
Okay.
On my phone and on my Engage.
Perfect.
So, so I don't know anything about hacking. I'm not a programmer. I don't know anything like that.
No, but you are. You play one on TV right now. So
right.
And you have digital theft and you have digital sneaking. So I think you've done this before. Like,
yeah, and I'm hoping it's just like, it's a 10-mile thick bureaucracy, and they just did the cursory yes, make sure you, but they didn't, like, it's one of those things where like, did they change the password away from password? Like when they're setting up the servers, you know, they do something dumb that like they just didn't check that box.
I think, and if it's okay with you, I think that the initial, yes, I think that it is like welcome one, or maybe it might even be Herbert Hoover again. Like
right.
Just like, yeah, that's the master key. Like,
right. Yeah, the admin password is
Herbert Hoover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just quickly see if there's anything obvious, like if I don't know how websites work, like the HTML folder structure. I'm just looking for quick names. I'm
sorry, above the table. It's a Unix system.
I know this, and then it's like this weird GUI that makes no sense.
And that's when the Velociraptor comes through the wall. Yeah, it's great.
Yes, it's a point-and-click Unix.
It's a Unix. Yes, I think that the folder structure. What are you looking for? And nope, that's it. It absolutely is. You're like going between different buildings in this system.
Yeah. And then so as I'm looking for anything interesting, I remember the fortune cookies.
Okay.
And I sort of drop my head because I feel a little guilty about this. And then I just start spinning the toilet paper.
Okay.
Just spinning and spinning and spinning. And I jam the whole thing in the toilet. And I even I'm a little grossed out. I even just push it in and then I flush and I watch it hopefully back up.
Roll the D4.
4, baby.
Yeah. Whatever you want to happen with that toilet is happening.
It's not like the kind of clog where it just gets to the rim and you're like, oh, please God, stop, and it does. This thing just hits that and then trucks right through it.
It's pouring.
Yeah.
And it's everywhere, and and
it's Barry Sanders breaking a tackle, and it's off to the end zone, kind of overflowing. So,
good.
Yeah. So, and then I'm like. And so once I know that it's really making a mess, I go back out there and I'm like, I'm really sorry, but she already thinks I'm the creepiest guy in the world wanting the Wi-Fi in the men's room. I'm like, I clogged the toilet. I'm sorry.
She looks at you and she's like, oh, Jesus, I'm the only one here right now.
I am so I'm really embarrassed. And this is a little bit of my gaslighting, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I'm just like, I know how she's looking at me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And you're the only one in it. Like the last load of little old ladies are like all piling into their Oldsmobile and driving off. And she was at the door getting ready to lock it. She's like, oh fuck. Okay, well just like get out of here. Like, God, just go. And she goes into the janitor's closet. She's got a plunger that it does not look like it's going to do the job. It looks like it's been there as long as the dam has.
Right.
And she's like, oh, Jesus. She walks in. Yeah.
So as soon as I was like, I'm so sorry. And I start walking towards the door, but as soon as I see her around the corner, I circle back and I'm getting those fortune cookies.
Okay.
And then if there's a back door into the structure proper, that's where I'm headed.
Absolutely, and we'll fade to black as you scoop up a handful of fortune cookies with a little bit of chow mein, like kind of sticking to your arm.
Yeah.
And like you waddle to the back door, you know, employees only, and you bust through it. And that's where we'll fade to black as she's screaming, "Oh, Jesus Christ! I hate this job."
It's not my proudest moment, but I got the job done. I just Illuminati, if you're listening, I'm dedicated.
This is a man of class here.
Yeah.
Gumption,
this was great.
Good.
And yeah, we'll have to figure out a way and a time to. Do you think it'd be one more session? I don't know.
Honestly, I mean, this is all fly by the seat of your pants. Like,
okay.
I meant to get it a little bit farther along, but it is kind of heading in the direction I wanted it to. So
cool. Okay.
It's a lot like herding cats, and that's not a bad thing.
And how do you feel? I don't want to get too deep because I know, like, on our 5th Thursday, we'll probably do some kind of wrap up. But just a quick first impression. How did it feel running it? Did it pretty good? It
was a little rocky to start.
Okay.
But once, and I think that was just us getting into it. Right. You know. But it's fun. I love games like this. Just, let's just have fun and tell a story, right?
Yeah.
So,
and you know, as I was saying, I'm relatively new to this style of game.
Sure.
And this is something I asked Matt for his Long Dark Space Between the Stars. You know, as I'm sort of acclimating to this style of game, are you getting what you need from? Is there stuff that I should be?
Absolutely. No, you're okay. You were great. I was
okay. Well,
I was going to ask you if I was I giving too much? Was I giving too little? Like, this is supposed to be pretty player driven thing.
Not for me. Like, I don't know compared to what most people would consider normal, but for me, because like I said, I'm still sort of, getting my sea legs. It was nice when there were prompts to sort of help
Okay.
me. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a lot more collaborative too. Like,
Mhm.
you know, what are you looking for? What do you want to find? You know, like, because
Right.
it's, you know, there's no stat blocks or anything. It's just,
Yeah.
hey, I mean, let's go on this adventure together. So
Yeah. Nice. This was really great. I appreciate it, Patrick. And I'm looking forward to when we can get back to it, finish it up.
well, at the very least, you know, we can have, this is something that is so light, you know, Matt could hop in at any moment as
I was about to ask.
just, you know, the plumber that comes to get your giant wad of toilet paper out of the
Right.
out of the men's room, you know, or whatever. You know, you could be a lizard person or what have you. So
Yeah. Nice.
nice.
All right.
Good
Well,
stuff, man.
yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. This was great. And thank you again for running this.
It's good stuff, man. Thanks for playing.
All right. And yeah, everybody, thank you if you tuned in. You know, if you're interested, like, subscribe, that kind of thing.
Yep.
But I hope people listening or watching enjoyed it and had a good time taking a look at Conspiracists by Sterling Joyner.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah. Take care. The music during the RPG session in Foundry was provided by the Foundry module Tabletop RPG Music and composed by Ian Fisher. You can find his Patreon at www.patreon.com/tabletop RPG music, all one word.